Black Myth Wukong is definitely making a Game of the Year contender list, and it has done absolutely fantastic for game science. We saw months to years of the mainstream media trying to attack this game and absolutely bury it, but every boycott attempt and false accusation that was levied towards the developers epically failed, and now we're finding out some new numbers, like Black Myth Wukong has sold 18 million copies in its first 2 weeks, which is absolutely insane. We knew that this game was going to get a lot of support by Chinese gamers, but in the West, this game captured a lot of people's attention. We've been waiting for new, unique IPs to release from newer studios that are actually half decent, and that is what we got out of Wukong. It is a fantastic game that deserves all of the hype that it's getting, and they've also confirmed that there is a major expansion in development, which is honestly something I didn't expect. This just to me seemed like a game that was going to release and then they were going to put all of their time and money going forward into a sequel, but I'm really happy to hear that that's actually not the case, that they see the excitement surrounding the title and they see its success and they want to give us more content that's going to be great. Now, we don't know any details about if it will be a paid expansion. I would assume it is, and I personally don't mind paying extra for an expansion if it's a really good size. Like, look at the Witcher games, look at Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. Those were worthy expansions where you had to pay a little bit extra, but they've already made a boatload of money. Now, this revenue figure does not add up to the 18 million copies. This revenue estimate to be over 700 million was actually from last week, when we heard in the first 3 days it had sold over 10 million copies. So that's not quite correct. But at the same time, one would assume at this point they have made over $1 billion. If it's true, they have sold 18 million copies, and the game's budget was only $70 million. What they created for that amount of money was fantastic. Yes, the average price for a AAA video game now is 125 million, and sometimes they're significantly higher than that. But this is their first game as a team. Yes, Game Science is made up of Chinese game developers who are veterans in the industry, but just because they knew the atmosphere and the gaming industry doesn't necessarily mean that they would have come together and been a perfect team to make a smashing success, but that is exactly what happened, and I'm super happy to hear this. Black Myth Wukong is a game that I have not yet finished. I've been live streaming a playthrough. There's just so many games that have launched recently, and I cannot wait to get back to it because it was really great. And I'm hyped to hear that there is an expansion in development and that they are going to be listening to players going forward. I think that the mainstream media is probably going to cope and seethe over this because they didn't want it to succeed. But as of right now, we're getting some absolutely amazing news, and this is another massive win for gamers.